growth, but on the other hand, on meeting the climate obligations that Germany and the European Union are under. So that is one big challenge. On the other hand, the campaign has been very intense, very polarized. So it's not immediately clear how two or three parties that challenged each other through the campaign and who represent positions which are quite far apart can come to an agreement.
And Deutsche Welle correspondent Thomas Sparrow joins us now from Berlin. Thomas, g'day. I think you could hear what that commentator just had to say. What do you make of the results so far?
Well, it does seem likely that the next coalition here in Germany will be between the conservative bloc, CDU, CSU, and the Social Democrats. In other words, the party that until now has been leading the federal government. That's according to the latest results that were published yesterday evening, so on Sunday night, the official final results. And that two-party coalition would be possible. Now, the question is to what extent they would actually be able to work together, because obviously both parties, both blocs, have had very different approaches to some of Germany's key issues in recent weeks, what became absolutely evident during the campaign in recent weeks. There are several conclusions that you can make about this election. The first one is that Germans voted for change. The three parties that until November formed the governing coalition, the collapse of which actually led to Sunday's vote, lost support compared to 2021. For the Social Democrats, it was even the worst result that they have had. And for the very first time, they will be in third position. Normally, they're either in first position or in second position. Now they will be in third position. That's one element. Second, Germany will be shifting to the right, because not only the conservative bloc CDU, CSU won the election, although they were actually hoping to get a bigger share of the vote than what they actually got, but also if you look at the far right Alternative for Germany, or AfD, you will notice that they doubled their result compared to 2021. They've got about a fifth of the vote here in Germany, and that is, for them, a very important result.
And so what role will the AfD play from now on?
What seems clear is that they will not be part of a federal government. They have said that they're willing to talk to the conservative CDU, CSU, but the conservative bloc, and in particular Friedrich Merz, the leader of the conservative bloc, have stressed that they are not willing to discuss or to negotiate with the far-right AfD. Basically, all other parties in parliament have stressed that they're not going to cooperate with the far-right party. That's what in Germany you know as the firewall. So basically for the AfD, they will cement their position as Germany's main opposition party in the parliament in coming years. And they will probably focus even more than they've done now on some of their key issues, including asking for a stronger stance on irregular migration. That has been their key issue. Something very important in that regard is that the AfD is comparatively a young party. They were actually formed in 2013, and since then they've grown and grown and grown. And for them, this is their biggest result, and it comes actually on the heels of another result a few months ago in the eastern part of the country, where for the very, very first time, they won a regional election. So for them, it is actually a very important result, and they will probably cement their status as Germany's main opposition party.
Yeah, and Thomas, can you just give us a sense of the feeling there in Germany about that fact that this party from the far right has garnered so much support?
Those who are in favour of that, those who actually support the AfD and who would want change, say that basically the AfD says things that as they are, that they're a fresh voice in German politics, that some of the other parties that have been there for much longer do not represent voters anymore. So there is certainly among supporters of the AfD, they are very happy about the result that they achieved, and basically what they're calling for is for the AfD to have more political responsibility. As I said, something that looks unlikely given Germany's current firewall. Those who are against the AfD having so much influence in German politics have actually gone to the streets in recent weeks, saying that that firewall should be maintained, if not strengthened, saying that it's time for other parties in the democratic spectrum to be also strengthened. And basically what this tells you is that Germany is polarized and divided when it comes to the role that the AfD is going to play, not only in parliament, but also in German politics. And one important element in addition to that is that for those who are against the AfD, those who say that the AfD is actually a danger for Germany's democratic order, they normally point to the fact that the AfD, in part, is seen as being so extreme that it is under surveillance by Germany's domestic intelligence agency, that looks specifically at threats to Germany's constitutional order.
OK, Thomas Sparrow there in Berlin. Let's get an update now on the Pope's condition. Europe correspondent Zoe Ford joins us